Hey you guys, it's Julie Hopkins here again, founder of Team Resonate and Team Beachbody Coach. Today I'm going to talk to you about one of my favorite topics, which is also one of the most important things that we do every single day as a coach, and that is personal development. I've got to tell you, I spend every single day the first 10 to 30 minutes of my day in personal development. And that's because as coaches, we have to learn to help ourselves before we can help other people. You know, there's a song that I've loved since I was a little girl, and there is a line in it that says, to be a blessing, I must first be blessed. And that really plays into this whole mentality. Before we can go out and we can speak into other people's lives and help them find solutions for themselves, we have to be working on growing in our own personal lives with whatever we're struggling with. And one of the ways that we do that is through personal development. Now, what am I talking about? Well, mostly I'm talking about reading books that you might find in the self-help section of your local Barnes & Noble, if we even still have those. But there's some ones that I highly recommend specifically for coaches. Of course, you want to read up on anything that you're going through in your personal life. You know, it doesn't have to be just health and fitness related. In fact, you know, most of the books that we read as coaches have to do with leadership, with balance, with time management, and, you know, it really runs the gamut of all of the things that affect us on a daily basis. But the very first book that I read as a coach was Failing Forward by John C. Maxwell. This is such an amazing book, and at the time, as a new coach, I didn't have a lot of extra income to just go invest in a library. So I actually found a YouTube version of the audio recording, and I just listened to that. I probably spent about 15 minutes a day just listening on my headphones while I was working at that time my other job, but it made a huge impact on me. You know, Failing Forward is exactly what we do as a coach. We pretty much just take a leap of faith and we build our wings on the way down. And the book is all about showing you historical figures that really failed more than they succeeded, even though they're remembered for their huge successes. And it really helped me to see in the very beginning that I'm going to be failing right and left, but that is a great thing. In fact, the more I can fail, the closer I'm getting to doing it right. So that was a really great book for me to start off with. Plus, I love John C. Maxwell. I also highly recommend his 15 Invaluable Laws of Leadership, which I also got as a gift from my sponsor when I advanced to Emerald Rank. So that has been a huge tool for me and learning so many different aspects of having my own team and of being a leader. Everything from casting vision to understanding different personalities and, you know, interpersonal relationships and how people work, and how those, you know, how to motivate people in different ways that work for them. There's so many golden nuggets in that one. That's another one that I highly recommend. But the first hard copy book that I purchased for myself when I started having some extra income for my library was one of my all-time favorites called The Slight Edge. You'll hear several top coaches, both in our team, Fit Family, as well as in the Beachbody wide network, talk about this amazing book because one of the things that I took away from this book that was so valuable to my business is that you have to be willing to do now what might be a sacrifice, but what is going to give you what you wish you had later. So for me in my business, that meant I was going to be consistent. I was going to get up every morning an hour before my kids woke up so that I could make sure that I got my workout in, that I could follow up with my invites and help out my challengers in my challenge group. Because even though it was a small sacrifice to give up that extra hour of sleep or go to bed an hour early, it was worth it to me, so that at this point in my business, I have a whole team, a successful business. I've been able to leave my full-time job. I'm able to stay home with my kids and focus solely on coaching and doing what I love. And that's one of the really awesome disciplines that the Slight Edge talks about is, you know, people may not notice what you don't do every day, but they will notice if you do the few things every day that other people aren't willing to do. And so this has been an amazing book and tool for me in building my business, and I highly recommend it as a new coach as well. Another book that's very similar to the Slight Edge that I use in all of my new coach apprenticeship groups is The Compound Effect. It has a lot of similar principles to the Slight Edge, and talks about how doing those simple things every day consistently over time compounds to make a huge effect that you couldn't see in the beginning. It really creates a snowball of momentum, but it's still the same simple, tiny, seemingly inconsequential, seemingly unmonumental steps, but you're just doing them every day until it really explodes. You're not really doing anything different at the end than you were in the beginning, but yet you have this massive effect. So that's a really great book that we go through in my new coach apprenticeship that's really similar to the Slight Edge. Another book that I love is Courageous Leadership by Bill Hybel. I'm a faith-based person. I'm not shy about that. I don't apologize for that, and I love it that we have so many different personalities and types on our teams, and everybody comes from different backgrounds, and so I celebrate that as well as my own beliefs as well. So this is from a little more of a Christian inspiration perspective, but Bill Hybel is a world-renowned leader, and for his leadership skills and experience and qualities. And this book has been really great for me, particularly in the area of learning to cast vision for myself, to cast vision for my team, and how important that is in helping people to believe in themselves and to believe in the possibility of them achieving what they really deserve, which is a healthy, fulfilling life. So this is another one that I really highly recommend. Another one by Eric Warr called Go Pro is so great for our business. Eric has a ton of experience in multi-level marketing and how he went about that, and he shares so many tidbits that are so applicable to what we deal with, like the rejection or objections that we receive, the amount of work that goes into something depending on the kind of outcome that you're hoping to receive. So it's just really applicable and great for even just talking to people about the business and about coaching. So this has been really helpful for me as well. And then there's two more, Eat That Frog, that I have been meaning to read. I've heard it highly recommended as a great tool for time management and balance, and learning to prioritize that and how to make sure, you know, you're getting everything done according to your priorities and not just, you know, one area. Another book that falls into that same category that I've heard recommended is Getting Things Done, and it's supposed to be a really good one. And then the last one that I love is by Stephen R. Covey, and it's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And while it can be a little slower book to read, it's still got some great tidbits in there on, again, just being consistent, being diligent, and just setting yourself up ahead of time for success. So all of those are some really great places to get started if you're looking for some personal development to read yourself. Pick up any one of those. This one that I just got the other day, Dave Ramsey's Entre Leadership, is another great one. I love Dave Ramsey. And he has some great equations and points in there about building momentum in your business and how to do that and what to expect with that. So that's another really great one for getting practical business wisdom from him. But, whatever you feel like you want to work on first, wherever you want to start, just pick something up and run with it. 10 to 20 minutes a day is all that you need to have that daily, refreshing, fresh inspiration to work on yourself and to have something even to share with other people about your journey. And it's so important to our business. Again, we have to help ourselves before we can help other people. So don't shirk that. I spend the first 10 to 20 minutes every day first with a faith-based devotional book that I read. I always put that first in my life and in my business. So it is literally the very first thing I do every day. I want to give the very first moments of my day to that because that is my top priority. It's really important to me. But then I go right into, whatever book or business related thing or audio that I'm going to listen to. And, I can have it all done in 30 minutes or I can spend longer. But the key is just to do at least a little bit every day. And I promise it's going to make a huge difference in your life and a huge difference in your business. So go out there, get that fresh inspiration. And if you find any great books along the way that you love, please share them with me. I would love to build a library for our team of amazing books and resources for every topic that we can all grow in. So I know that you guys are going to get a lot out of that, so let's go out there and get started.